Welcome back, Cigar Talk. I'm your host, Rob Jones. We have co-host Bryant Falconer in the house. How you doing, Bryant?
Hey, man, I'm doing good.
So let's kind of jump right in here and talk about what you're fixing to light up. Because you're not smoking.
Nah.
I don't. Oh, you are. Oh, you are smoking. Show the camera what you're smoking there, big boy. Yeah, hold it.
Hide
Cover
my
up your
face.
face. Cover up the face. Oh, there it is. It is the Padron. Is that a 26 or 64?
64.
Nice. Churchill, box
Yes,
press,
yes.
semi-box press.
Semi-boxed. Delicious.
That's good. Where'd you get that stick?
It was a Veterans Day present to the veterans. I'm not the only one in the house right now smoking one.
Yeah, so I see Larry smoking one over there.
The veterans.
Yes, the veterans. And that was a gift from
Paul.
the homie.
The homie.
So nice gift.
Yes,
I heard
sir.
he came down to the Leaf and handed out
handed them out,
several 64s.
It blew our minds, man. It really did. I was like, wow. Thank you.
And he's a veteran.
Yes, sir.
So, there's that camaraderie, that brotherhood you guys share.
He made the Sergeant Major, E9. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'm actually smoking a AJ Fernandez. I started before, so there's not a lot left. It's a little nub now, but I'm going to smoke it all the way down because it is a Cameroon.
No problem, bro.
I've been enjoying the
Most
Cameroons.
definitely.
Man.
Most
So
definitely.
anyway, let's talk about what we're drinking right quick. We are drinking the 1792 Bottle and Bond. This was a gift from Sean O'Connor, one of our Patreons. He came down this last weekend and he was on the show. And anyway, he brought some gifts. And I tell you what, man, he made some killer pork chops that were out of this world.
Yeah, I heard.
Dude, I thought I liked pork chops.
Until you got those.
My son ate them up.
Wow.
He was like, dude, and what was cool is there were those ones on the bone.
Yeah.
And the way Sean cut them up was you got a pork chop, but then you also got a bone with its own chop on the end. So you could just grab it by the bone.
And enjoy your pork chop.
Yeah, it was a good evening. We hung out and
cool,
sat by the campfire after eating some good meals, and we smoked some Churchills from Davidoff, which also Sean brought. So it was a great evening, man.
Yes, sir.
So I saw a video for your weekend.
Yes, sir.
You went up to Killeen.
Down to clean. Yeah.
Well, whatever. Up, down.
You need to get it right.
that's
that's my biggest pet peeve. People say,
technically.
my wife even say,
if you go to Chicago, you're going up. If you go to St. Louis, but
she
Killeen is almost, it's not straight across, but it's not even close. Big Larry over here
it's a
telling me.
dive.
It ain't a dive.
It's a dive.
Austin is down low.
And Austin is south of Killeen, so you keep going south.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway.
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed myself, man. Went down there for
What'd you find out for?
Gender reveal for my first blood.
What did everybody think
Granddad.
when you pulled your pants down?
Hey, they were like, damn, it got dark out here quick.
I'm not even going to touch that.
See? you opened that door?
So what'd y'all find out?
That I'm going to have a granddaughter.
Congratulations.
Alana Elise Falconer.
Nice.
Yes. Young, done, 100% my granddaughter. My son, it was a great opportunity because he was sitting there.
Turn him up just a little bit. He is? Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We were sitting there and he wanted to talk to me. And I was like, okay, what did I do wrong? That's the first thing popping in my mind. Okay, what did I do wrong? But no, he just wanted to thank me for some things. And I was like, it made me thankful. I had to actually thank God for it. I was like, oh, wow. He said, because now I know what to do with my daughter. I was like, that's my job, man. That's what I'm supposed to do. You know it because you gave me everything you're supposed to get.
That's my job.
Here he goes.
That's what I do.
Here he goes.
Everybody, if you're a country person, you know that song.
And Larry shaking his head.
You know that song? Yeah, a little Conway Twitty. That's what I do.
I
know you didn't know, but that's a classic.
Wow. That's a good thought then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great, man. It was really great.
That's awesome, man. Well, congratulations to you, brother.
Yeah. And then the blessing is going to be because his daughter be born in March. My youngest daughter by my ex-wife, she will have her baby in April of next year. So I have two grandchildren in the spring of next year.
Nice.
Yeah. So we don't know my daughter's gender yet. So
you don't know your daughter's gender?
of the baby.
Oh, gotcha.
I know her gender. If she's pregnant, we all know her gender.
So
there's no masking that.
You've actually prepared some very interesting information about cigar smoker psychology.
Oh, yes.
So hats off. I'm impressed. So let's dive into that. I'm interested.
We both looked. And you got the same thing that I got in the beginning, and then you saw some things too.
When you do
cigar smoker, psychology,
Google still wants to throw in the cigarette people, and I'm like, no.
So you have to go deep.
You got to go deep.
You got to go deep, and
you're going way back too,
because it brought up Sigmund Freud.
Sigmund Freud, the king of psychology,
and it just his mindset on it was so great to me. And then I was like, okay, how piqued my interest. How many cigars did he smoke a day?
How many?
It said 20.
20 a day.
20.
He makes me look like an amateur.
Yeah, but then what?
Vitola.
Yeah.
Like what? I mean, because were these like Corona Petites?
I pray they weren't, because they didn't have El Presidente's back then. He smoked 20 of them a day, Lord, please.
Man.
But then it was a weird thing that they said about him, because he offered a cigar to his 17-year-old nephew, and the nephew declined it. And he said, "My boy, smoking is one of the greatest and cheapest enjoyments in life. And if you decide in advance not to smoke, I can only feel sorry for you."
Hey, I love that. And I'll tell you, here's another quote from Sigmund Freud that I know. You know, there were a lot of sexual references throughout his studies.
Yes.
But on cigars, he said, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. With no sexual innuendos, no deep meanings. No. It's just to sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself, and enjoy the cigar. Enjoy your company of the people you're with. And it doesn't have to mean something else. Yeah. And that's coming from someone who thought there was a meaning behind everything. Yeah.
Everything. And in that, what I got, and going a little bit deeper, there were some things that they identified as psychological, identifiers to cigar smokers. And two that I picked up were loyal and opinionated.
And, those are not always easy to have together. But when you think about the cigar community, is when you meet with other guys that are smoking cigars at the lounge or wherever it is that you may be smoking together, it's like lots of people have different opinions, but we are also loyal to the culture of cigar smokers.
Yes.
And that translates to respect.
Oh, yes.
You don't have to share the same opinion that I have, and
to still have loyalty to the community.
Right. And so that's one of the things that's different about the cigar community than any other community that I know of. You look at other communities, whether it be, you're in a car club, a biker's club, a chess club, and you start like finding ways to put people in boxes to where in cigar smokers community, everybody's welcome.
Yeah. There is no...
And the qualification on that is respect.
Oh, definitely. The stereotype comes from outsiders. It's not from inside.
Right.
It is never from inside.
Well, and I hate, just like when you look that up on Google, the first thing is that Google doesn't even differentiate cigars and cigarettes. They just lump us all into one. And how many times have you talked to a non-smoker and they're like, "Oh no, I don't smoke," and you're like, "Whoa!
It's totally different.
I don't even say that I smoke, but I puff the hell out of some cigars."
Tell the truth,
and
tell the truth,
and then go deeper than that. It's not even about whether you inhale or not. It's about that this is fine quality tobacco that's been blended by a master at being able to put different leaves together to formulate a work of art.
It's an enjoyment. And that's the difference between a cigarette smoker and a cigar smoker. A cigarette smoker does it because their body is tuned to it. They have to. When
I was a cigarette
Me
smoker,
too. I was the same way.
Man, I want to say I quit when I was 35. I'm 51 now, so 16 years ago. and I smoked almost 3 packs a day.
I was nowhere near that.
And
good Lord,
I mean,
that's 60 cigarettes a day, man. God,
it was between 50 and 60 cigarettes a day.
You matched up to Freud.
But I mean, it was one of the.
You know how much a pack of cigarettes costs today?
Well,
you know how broke you would be today?
Yeah.
Good Lord,
that would be something, wouldn't it?
Oh,
when I quit, I want to say it was about $4 a pack.
I quit at $2.25.
$2.25. So
the
that
reason
was back
why
in like that was like in 2006.
2007 was when I quit because I refused to pay $2.25. I said I'll pay $2. With that quarter, I'm not paying.
And what were you?
Cool filter kings, yes sir.
I ain't springing that quarter.
Can't do that. $2 is enough. I'm not gonna go 25 cents over.
You drew the line in the sand,
right
and
there
they
at
crossed
$2.
it.
They crossed it. I was done. I'm through, and I haven't had
Aren't
one
you
since.
glad?
Oh yes.
Like I couldn't even imagine smoking a cigarette.
It was amazing. A year later, me and my son, we went to play basketball, and I could tell the difference then. I was like,
night and day.
I was like, man, I ain't even tired. We 3 games, and I was like, I'm not even winded. I said, this all because I left those cigarettes alone. That's what it was. Because I was still puffing on cigars, but there's a difference.
Night and day.
It's totally a difference. And then coming to the second part, which was the opinionated part of it, the psyche. We're all opinionated because you have your favorites. If I say, smoke this leather rose with me, you gonna look at the look he got. You missed the look. The look he gave immediately when I said that. You're opinionated about it because your palate does not translate to that. Right. So you will not smoke one.
I cannot enjoy one.
Mm-hmm.
I lit one up because I didn't know it was a sweet tip.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I did, I was like, nope. Now, and like you said though. And that's where the respect comes in, because I respect whatever you want to smoke. I don't care what you smoke. We're hanging out. We're both enjoying what we enjoy. Yeah. And I think that's what it comes down to. And, I mean, there's no other community that is that respectful.
Oh, no. I was talking to a friend of mine. We used to own Mustangs back in the day. I had SVO, he had 89 5.0. And like he said, the only thing he did to his was he got the gears changed in the rear and his headers. And he was known as the quarter king. He was. In a quarter, you couldn't beat him. But he has a guy that used to be seen as a friend of his because he lives in Florida, jumped down his throat and called him a name because the guy drives a Corvette. And all Barry was trying to tell him, he's like, well, back then, the 89s were faster than the Corvettes and the Camaros. But then the next year, it flip-flopped. And it was just based upon the year. The guy lost it, man. It was a stream where he was just going off, oh, you're a Ford head, you can't see, Pat. And I was like, that's the negativity of a car club.
Right.
A car club.
There's arguments. Where
for nothing.
And you think the Corvette's better because you're a Corvette guy. Where if I'm a McAuliffe guy, an AJ guy, a Viva La Vida guy, Fuente guy, you're gonna enjoy what you smoke, and you want other people to try what you smoke.
Just try.
Because, and I've had lots of guys come in, and I remember the one that I got my feelings hurt. Because, I thought, man, the Cabinet 6 LFD was the cigar.
Yeah.
And you know how much I love those.
Oh, yes, you did.
And Dr. Bill came in one day, and he was buying some Padron 1926s, and I said, Bill, come back here and let me show you this Cabinet 6. This cigar is as good as a 1926 all day long. And so he went back there and he bought one. And then I think it was like 4 or 5 days later, he comes walking back in. I'm like, hey, Dr. Bill, what'd you think about that cigar? And he was like, it was all right. Yeah. And I was like, wow.
But then give them the understanding of who Dr. Bill is, though.
Oh, yeah. Dr. Bill's like 85. And he's been in Cuba. He's been in London. He goes to, before COVID, he goes to London every year, smokes at the cigar lounge that Churchill smoked at. But, also, I'll say this. When I loved the Cabinet 6, it was early on in my journey through cigars. So my palate was not refined at all. Yeah. It was
It's totally different than it was back then.
Right.
Your palate
and for
is.
me, looking back, to think that a Cabinet 6 would compare to a 1926, it was like, somebody slapped the shit out of me.
How dare you?
Well, somebody please slap the shit out of me.
Look at the opinion that young man has.
Right. So, and that's when you do that, you go out and you invite someone to smoke something.
Yeah.
They're not always going to agree with you.
And the thing is,
and in that scenario, I set myself up for someone not. I mean, I didn't realize the experience of Dr. Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I didn't even understand that I didn't appreciate the 1926 for what it is until months later.
Yeah.
Because the first time I smoked one, I didn't appreciate it. I was kind of like, it was good.
Same thing he gave you for the Cabinet 6.
Yeah, but over time,
As
I've
your palate
come
grew.
to love
Yes.
the 1926.
Yes.
It's one of my very top favorite cigars.
Your palate grew. Your understanding grew. You matured.
Right.
You wasn't the pepper bomb guy anymore.
Right. So
your palate was kind of fluctuating between medium bold to bold, and then you went to medium to the point where the first time I saw him pick up a Connecticut and smoke the entire Connecticut, I was in awe. I was standing there I was actually just watching you. I was like, he gonna put it down in a second. He gonna put it down in a second. And you smoked the whole thing. And then you had something good to say about it. And I was like,
well, that was the evolution. That was
Rob?
That was the start of trying new cigars.
I thought you was a pod person then.
A what?
A pod person. You popped out a pod.
You think I was taking Tide
Yeah.
Pods?
Oh God, no.
No. So anyway, let's get over to. Did you have anything else to say about
that was
that?
it.
Okay.
Those were the two that hit me most, were the loyal and opinionated.
Very good. Well, I wanted to jump into the pick six this
Most
week.
Definitely.
I'm going to let you go first while Luke. Oh, no, I do have my phone.
He has his list. He has his list. Oh, my goodness. He has his list. Okay. My number one was the Viva La Vida Club 500.
Nice.
You know me. You know me. You know me. You know me. Macallan Sumatra, Viva La Vida Club 500. Those are my go-tos. Those are my 1 and 2s. But I tried a Particus Decadas. It's the 10th anniversary. Decadas. Decadas.
Very nice.
That was a good stick.
I don't think I've had that one.
And then Jay gave me a Macanudo Inspirado green label.
Okay.
And that was good. I remember you said a while back that you had tried it and you couldn't even remember it. But I tried it. I was like, this is a good stick. And Jay was like, yeah. He said, they gave us these and, I tried them and I was like, that's a good stick. That's why I offered it to you. I was like, yes, it was. It really was. So my 3 this week were the Viva La Vida Club 500, the Particus Decadas, and the Macanudo Inspirado Green.
Very nice. I have not had the Macanudo Green label
In a long time, because you told me you had it a long time ago.
I know I had the red
and the orange.
And
you told me the green.
I may not have had the green. I may have been confused because honestly I don't remember it. But I gotta say, I wasn't a fan of the red and the orange.
You told me that too.
Yeah, it just didn't do much for me.
You may have just clumped them all in.
No.
They're Inspirados.
Well, I wanted to like them. I really did. So, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
So my first cigar this week is no Rona. No Rona. So my first one is, and I don't know if you've had this one. Have you had the Buffalo 10?
No, sir.
Let me hold that up right there. That's a good stick.
No, sir.
Yeah, that was the gift, and I really enjoyed those. We don't really have them around here. And then my next one was the H. Upmann 1844 Nicaragua, which is blended by A.J. Fernandez.
Yeah, I've had that one.
That's a good stick.
Yeah.
And, I have had troubles with the Upmanns.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to say, though, they took care of me because they actually sent me some replacements.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm not going to complain any more than what I have done already. And then my last number 3 this week is the San Latano, the original Maduro, also blended by A.J. Fernandez.
We love those.
San Latanos, man, we've gone through a lot of San Latanos.
We love those.
Yes.
There's a true love between the three old heads in here and Lucas over there. Not yet.
And then I'm gonna throw in a bonus this week because it's been a while, but I was down at the Leaf and I had the Oscar. Which one is that? The 2000 and what is that? 2012.
Yeah.
2012 with Duro. I'm a fan of that stick.
That's a good stick too, man.
I forget about that one sometimes, and then you go back to it, and you're like, yeah, I remembered. I really like that stick.
Why?
So anyway, that's our top 6.
Yeah.
If you haven't tried those, go out and try those. And if you have tried those, let us know what you think about them.
They're going to be on the website.
Yeah. Luke's going to put those up. We'll have them on the website and down in the show notes on the YouTube channel. Yeah.
He said, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it, buddy.
Keep going.
So how you liking that 1792? Is this 92 or 94?
1792.
1792 Ball and Bond.
This is
big fan.
This is not overpowering. It has a nice caramel, slight caramel, but a little aroma, and it is.
And at 100 proof,
dude.
Oh, there goes a moth.
Yeah, it is amazing. It is amazing. As you hear us both taking a sip.
So let's talk about our sponsors right quick.
100%, man.
Let's see. Let's start with The Leaf. The Leaf in Abilene, Texas at 1166 North 2nd Street. You're going to want, if you come within 50 miles of Abilene, go ahead and drive the extra time because, now we were hanging out. What?
It's next week.
No. We were hanging out in the lounge Sunday afternoon watching football, and we had a special visitor come by.
Yes, sir.
And anyway, he is a friend of the Straight Cut.
Yes.
And he listens to Cigar Talk. And anyway, he came by and surprised us. Casey invited him back once. Well, Casey actually said, hey, do you listen to Cigar Talk? And he was like, yeah. And so, anyway.
He told him, he said, you know that the hosts are in the back. He said, what? He said, yeah, come on.
Yeah, so he came back, and apparently his dad's in the hospital.
Yeah, prayers.
And prayers for him.
Yes.
But anyway, his name was Greg, and we just want to say thank you so much for swinging by. We enjoyed the conversation. Yes. And I told him next time, come by and smoke a stick with us.
Most definitely. He was making a run because he had just came to see his dad only.
Yeah.
And then he came in and bought a few sticks, and then he spoke to us for a little while, and he said he had to get back on the highway because he's in Lubbock.
Yes,
right?
he was in Lubbock. And did you see one of the sticks he had was the Roma Craft Slobber Knocker?
Yes.
Holy crap. Dude,
yes.
If you're smoking that, you're not going anywhere
no,
for a
sir.
while. Remember the old Snickers commercial? Not going anywhere
not
for
going
a while? Grab
Definitely.
a slobber knocker.
You going to sit down? You going to be there?
You know who's been smoking those?
Who?
Ponytail Gary.
Wow.
You know, because he smoked the digger.
Yeah.
But he's been smoking those slobber knockers, too. So, it's a good stick.
It is. I can see why. With his palate, yeah. I can see why.
It's not for the wary.
No, it isn't at all, bro. It isn't.
So anyway, talking about the Leaf, if you're within 50 miles of Abilene, definitely want to drop by. But also, if you look down on our show notes, we always put their phone number so you can call and make an order. Jay will get your cigars shipped out quick.
Immediately.
And he carries Viva La Vida and McAuliffe. And, everybody always tells me I haven't tried that cigar because I can't find it.
Yeah.
Well, Leaf. Leaf.
Thank you.
You call Jay, you call Scott, they will get your order shipped out. You'll get it in 2 days.
Yes, sir.
And they got the Club 500.
Oh, the Jester.
And you know what? When I was in there last week, they also had the McAuliffe A. A lot of people are saying, everywhere they go, they're sold out.
Yes.
Jay's got the McAuliffe A. He has the whole line of McAuliffe. And he has a big line of Viva La Vida. I mean, he carries the Torpedo, the Robusto, the Toro.
He listens to his consumers. He does.
He really does. And, he has a humidor that's like, I told somebody, I was like, when you walk in there, it's like walking into Noah's Ark. It's that big.
I look at it.
You want to take two of everything.
I look at it as a fun house aisle. It looks like it just keeps going and going. And going.
It does, man. It's huge. So if you can't have the opportunity to go by and check out the Leaf, give them a call, man. They have a huge selection. They will take care of you and get your stuff sent out right away.
Yes,
and
sir.
plus, if you're a pipe tobacco smoker, I
You
think they
to.
have like 140 different pipe
Yes,
tobaccos.
you have to.
I mean, it's crazy. And if you want the best coffee in the world, call them up. I mean, anybody who's ever stopped by there will tell you I'm not BSing you when I say they have the best coffee.
Oh, yeah. And here goes back to listening to the consumer. Our friend Larry doesn't drink caffeinated coffee. So what did Jay do?
I think he went down to some lady store and picked up some. That's what I think. But no, you know what?
He got a special.
He has another pot that he brews decaf on.
Just for him. Yeah, just for him and those that don't like decaf, don't like caffeinated. He said it's vanilla bourbon, in fact.
You know what? I think I had a little sip of that.
You did?
And it was impressive. It wasn't my thing, but I was like, wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of the bamboo rum. It was a surprise. Bamboo, not bamboo. I always want to say bamboo.
Bamboo.
So, anyway, definitely check out the Leaf. Call them up, get an order in. And then also, next, our other sponsors. One is Viva La Vida from Artisanal Tobacco, blended by AJ Fernandez.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of the Torpedo. You're a huge fan of the Club 500. And, I mean, I smoke them all. Don't get me wrong.
Me too.
And it's like, you know how I pick out my Viva La Vida? I look at my watch and see how much time I have. If I've got plenty of time, I smoke the Torpedo because it's a good hour and 20-minute smoke for me.
How?
It is. I just sit back. I smoked one earlier today sitting over at the computer, and
An hour and 20 minutes.
An hour and 20 minutes.
What was it, 7 feet long?
No. I want to say it's a 6-inch. So, and you like the Club 500.
Oh, man,
that's a good hour and 20 minute smoke,
it is,
at least.
for me, man.
Yeah.
I love it. And I take my time and I enjoy it. And I do the same thing with the Sumatra. I take my time. I enjoy it because it's just like it's a blessing to me, man. It really is to me.
If you're interested in some Viva La Vidas, look down the show notes. Call Jay. He'll get you hooked up.
Tell the truth.
And let's talk about McAuliffe.
4 to 42.
Dude, if they have a budget for every cigar, 4 to 42, 4 to 42.
Thank you.
Did you hear I said 42?
42.
So
he's really going hood now.
Here's the thing. The price spans the spectrum.
Yes.
But the blends also span the spectrum.
Come on.
I mean, you have the Experiencia. You have the Herencia, which I have been digging. The Habano. The Leyenda 2.
Sumatra.
The Reserva. And let's not forget the Medallia.
Yes. There's no way anybody that knows you can forget the Medallia.
So did you notice last week, David from the Cigar Roadshow?
Yeah.
Did you hear?
Yeah.
He said the best Medallia was the Corona Extra.
Yeah, he rode with you.
Yes, he did. Good guy. Good
Dan.
Good guy.
I'm trying, Dan. I'm trying.
So, anyway, their line goes on forever. They have an ambassador program. Go by, click on the show notes, become an ambassador. You get your own coin with your own number. Dude, did you hear David from the Texas Cigar Roadshow? He's like, what was his number? Like 110.
Wow, he's low.
Maybe no, it was lower than Bryant.
Huh?
It was low. 110, 130, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Wow.
But I was like, I've been smoking McAuliffe for a while, and he was like, yeah, me too. And I was like, what's your coin number? And he's like, 110. I was like, oh.
Let me shut up.
I'm 298. So I'm not going to say anything else about the numbers. I didn't even bring you up.
There's no need to.
Right.
Because he's lower.
So anyway, the thing about McAuliffe Cigars, and we talk about that, they support their brick and mortars. Mm-hmm. They support their ambassadors. They support the consumers. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's not the fancy, fun entertainment stuff to say. That's just They
blue
talk
collar.
the talk.
Yes,
they walk the walk.
Yes.
And so if you want to experience McAuliffe, all that other stuff is impressive to me and you and other brothers of the leaf who are like solid everyday smokers. But if you haven't tried McAuliffe, go try a Medallia, a Leyenda, Experiencia. Dude, that Herencia, the Habano.
I know. Yes. That is 100% the bomb, bro.
Yeah, it really is.
It's the bomb, bro.
So go by there, check out the McAuliffe line wherever they're offered. If they're not, call Jay. He'll take care of you.
Yeah, he'll take care of you.
So anyway, so let's talk just a minute. You know, the Cowboys were off this week.
Really?
Yeah.
So they didn't lose this week.
Bingo. we did not suffer a loss.
They did not lose.
And so here's my plan if I'm the GM. Okay? It's not happening. We know. But right now, well, I think right now they're positioned to get the number 3 pick in the draft.
And you're just hoping that
I'm hoping the Clemson quarterback's available. We cut Dak. We spend all that money we would have spent on Dak on the defense.
Yeah.
That's my plan. Yeah. And I mean, dude, is that the only quarterback available that's going to be good?
There are a couple but nobody's on that level with him.
He's that far ahead.
He's got a national championship up under his belt.
I've heard
he
could
have came out last year.
And he didn't.
He didn't. He stayed in another year.
Why did he stay in?
Because he thought they were going to get another one, and he's also looking for that piece of bronze that has that stance. Yeah, that stance. But the thing that happened that just derailed them was COVID. And
are they winning this year?
They're winning, but they're not winning. Like people, they should have walked away with stuff, man.
Right.
I don't know if they played LSU yet or not, but they should walk away with it.
All right, let's change.
Did you see how Michigan got destroyed Saturday
by Notre Dame?
No, it was who was it? It wasn't Notre Dame. But man, that was the worst loss they've had since 1940 something.
That's been a bit,
dude. That's 60-something years. They got 60. They got to be 63 to something, man.
Wow.
They got the brakes beat off of them.
Hey, if it was 1950, it would have been 70 years ago. So it's been over 70 years. That's a beat down.
It just amazed me how teams like, even with Notre Dame, the Miami. In the 90s, there was nobody better than Miami.
No, because we took their players and put them on the Cowboy squad. I remember Russell Maryland.
That was the DEA
squad. Dude, you remember Russell Maryland?
ATF squad.
Dude, Russell Maryland was a beast.
And then what happened?
We won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then
we won another one.
And then he got caught on 20 with 37 keys.
No, I don't remember that,
dude. It's all over. Oh, you talking about Russell Maryland, not the offensive lineman.
You're talking about Nate Newton.
Yeah, you talking about Russell Maryland ran backward. He ran the wrong way.
He did not get caught with keys. He got caught with 400 pounds of marijuana crossing the state line after he retired. Dude.
We know that Texas
400 pounds.
Texas is going to be the last state to legalize marijuana.
Hey,
so back then, he knew it was extra illegal.
You know why they pulled him over?
Why?
Because he's driving this car, and when they pulled up beside him, they run his plates, they see who he is, they know who he is, and the car's not leaning to one side.
Because he had lost all that playing weight.
No.
What?
Because he had 400 pounds
to regulate
it out. I'm just
You're
joking.
wrong for that,
I'm
bro.
just joking.
You're wrong for that.
Now, that blew my mind. When that happened, I was like, really? Come on, dude. But you know what? I think he's like doing broadcasts again. Because in Texas, we forgive.
I was just going to say, everybody can be forgiven in Texas, especially when it's dealing with football.
If you were a Cowboy, we forgive you.
In a heartbeat.
I mean, look at Michael Irvin.
In a heartbeat.
Dude, Michael Irvin is on ESPN.
He is on the NFL network.
Well, wherever he is.
He's on both of them.
Oh, okay.
He's on the NFL network with an afro.
I haven't seen him in a while.
With an afro, because, nobody can get the haircut, really. He got an afro.
I got you. I haven't seen him in a while. So, anyway, let's change gears here. I was going to bring up one more little quick football tidbit. How about New Orleans beating the brakes off of Tampa Bay? Dude, that was an embarrassment.
That was the joy of my season.
Was
you know,
it?
because our season is going. We can't keep anybody healthy, so we just did it. Which we turned into the hospital unit for the NFL. Everybody's hurt, but to see Brady throw 3 interceptions, and every time he went back, somebody was in his face.
Oh, they were abusing. And you know, I couldn't understand why. In the fourth quarter, when they were losing 31-3, he was still in the game. I was like, because he gets hurt.
He's 43, isn't he?
Y'all can pack it up.
Yeah.
He's old.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
He gets hit for real. He's done.
Yeah,
he's done.
And there's always somebody.
What was that?
The
original was with Burt Reynolds. What was the prison football movie?
Oh yeah, The Longest Yard.
Longest Yard. Remember when the old guy went in?
I broke his freaking neck.
But the old guy said, "I got one more play in me," and he ran and he made it in his zone, but he got killed almost. Yeah. And he said, "Why'd you do it?" He said, "I had one more play in me." That's the way Brady. I got one more play in me. Just
and
one
you know
hit,
the thing
man.
about it is though, if you look at who's the quarterback for the Saints?
Oh,
Drew Brees. That dude's old too.
40.
Yeah, he's
40.
up there.
And see, Drew Brees don't hold the ball as long as
how old is Aaron Rodgers? He's getting up there.
He's in his late 30s. Yeah.
Late 30s. So, I mean, they're all three pushing time.
Yeah. And then you got them young boys chomping at the bit, as you say down there in Texas.
Right. Hey, so I want to shift gears here. We're going to make an announcement here soon. We're putting together something special. We're thinking probably May, maybe June. But we're going to do a Cigar Talk getaway, a Cigar Talk retreat.
I was just going to say retreat.
We're gonna rent
B&B,
Airbnb that's like a badass man cave. It's got, I don't know, 1 million dead animals on the wall. It's got a pool table, outdoor kitchen. It's got 2 fire pits. It's made for men.
A scarecrow. Springfield Lake.
No.
Please bring your weapons.
No weapons allowed. So anyway, here's what we're going to do. We're looking at renting this place out and having 10 guests, and we're going to do like cigars, bourbons. We're going to have a pairing, taste testing. We're going to have
meats,
boatloads of cigars. We're going to have boatloads of bourbon. We're going to have some amazing steaks. We're going to have some amazing pork chops. We're going to hang out at the fire pits and smoke cigars.
How did Tim wasn't?
So, and then during the day, you can take a nap. Or
like the host, nap time.
Everybody's like, "Hey, we ready to go to the Leaf? Y'all go ahead.
Nap
time for me." But no, we're gonna hang out during the day up at the Leaf. Then we're gonna come back. We're gonna play poker. We're gonna smoke cigars. We're gonna have pairings.
Talk noise.
We're gonna have our special liaison.
Yes,
Sean O'Connor. Dude knows his bourbons.
Oh, knows his beats, too.
Knows
cigars.
And he's like a world-renowned chef.
Yes.
He doesn't have that in writing, but trust me.
When you see the skills, you recognize
him.
Yes, you'll recognize him.
He cooked pork chops last week that I didn't even know I really loved pork chops. I liked pork chops.
You say you fell in love with them?
Dude, have you ever had brine pork chops?
No, I haven't.
Do you know what that is?
I know what brine is.
You know what brining is?
But I have never had brine.
Dude, these pork chops were crispy on the outside, watery, juicy, just busting full of flavor on the inside. And I was blown away. But so what we want to do, and we're going to only have 10 spots available. And so our Patreons are going to have first shot at booking their slots in the top 10, and then once we're done offering it to them, we're going to move ahead and offer it to other listeners. But it's going to be Friday. We get there Friday, hang out, cook pork chops, smoke, drink bourbon, and then the next day we'll go down to the Leaf after Sean cooks breakfast for everyone.
Yes.
We'll have our coffee. We'll smoke more cigars. We will congregate.
I like that.
We're going to have a good time and congregate, fellowship.
Yes.
And then we're going to go back and we're going to do pairings with these bourbons. And we're going to have cigars for everyone.
Those that don't know Sean, he travels with a
barrage.
What is it, Larry? A briefcase full of bourbon.
No, duffel bag.
A duffel bag full of bourbon.
Yeah.
And when
dude, did you try that Scout?
Yes.
That Scout was amazing.
Yes. I got some before he left.
Oh,
I was like, oh my!
I would like
goodness.
That was something special. But anyway, shoot me an email if you're interested. But we're going to be looking at the Patreons. Are going to get first shot at one of those for the Cigar Talk retreat. And anyway. That's just something that we've been working on behind the scenes. Coming out in probably after the first of the year, we're doing new shirts.
Yes.
We're going to do new shirts. We're going to do basically what we're going to do is we're going to do the same shirts as what we wear on the show. It won't have the big logo patch on the back, but it'll have the patch on the front. We will have your name embroidered on the front, and then we will have the date on the side. Just like when we started. So anyway. So one of the next things I wanted to talk about was, it's one of those cigar types that's not on my radar very often.
And that one would be?
Can you think of what it would be?
Heck no.
I mean, what's a cigar other than like a sweet tip?
Blunt?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Something that you wouldn't.
Well, no, I would not smoke a blunt, but
Philly?
That's not a cigar.
Philly?
I wouldn't smoke a Philly.
White Isle?
No, this is a type of cigar.
Oh, okay. Oh, a type.
A Candela.
Oh.
The green cigars.
Yeah.
I don't really. And it's like I really haven't smoked very many. It just looks different to me. You know what I mean? It's like, why is it green?
Yeah.
So I did a little reading. Cigar Aficionado posted an article recently about it. So I read into it, and I was like, I didn't know. The thing about it is, we make a lot of assumptions.
True.
In the cigar community.
Opinionated
without doing research.
True.
So they wrote an article about it. It's very interesting. But at one time, Candelas were like the number one cigar sold in America. I did not know that.
Wow.
Because when I've gone in and now when you walk in the humidor, you really don't see a lot of Candelas.
That's true.
And when you do see one, it's a rarity. And the only one that I've really ever smoked was the Filthy Hooligan.
I smoked that one too.
Who makes that? I can't remember who makes that. Is that Rocky Patel maybe? You know what? I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate mail on this one because I don't know. But I'll tell you this. I smoked the Filthy Hooligan, and I really didn't enjoy it. And maybe it was one of those things where I had never smoked one before, and I had prejudgment before I smoked it. So I didn't sit back and enjoy it and try to, pick out the different notes.
Yeah, just the basic enjoyment of the stick. You didn't allow it to.
I prejudged it, and so. But after reading this article, it really makes me want to try a few.
Okay.
Because I tried Connecticut's, and I found Connecticut's that I love.
A couple that you love, and it just blew my mind still.
So anyway, the Candelas have. Our Peepin' Tom, Larry, says that the Filthy Hooligan is actually made by Alec Bradley.
Yeah, okay.
We're a fan of Alec Bradley cigars.
Yes.
They make a lot of good sticks. But anyway, I don't think I gave it a fair shot. So I don't know that that's the Candela that I'm going to go after when I start my looking around, but I'm going to go check out some Candelas.
That's the cigar community right there, giving it another try.
Yeah,
giving it another try.
You never know what you're missing.
That's right.
You know what? I mean, 2 months from now, you may see like 40 Candelas in my humidor. You never know.
That would be amazing.
I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but
to take place of those 40 medallions in your humidor. But you spoke about in your research, you saw that there was one person of particular that smoked the Candela.
Oh, yeah. JFK.
Yeah.
JFK, they said that it was hard to tell from the photos because most photos of him smoking cigars were in black and white.
True.
So, but they knew this to be true because whenever they sold some of the estate of cigars, like a large majority or percentage was candelas.
Wow.
So, hey, if the president who outlawed Cuban cigars, but before he outlawed them, he ordered all these cigars from Cuba, liked them, maybe they were good. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting how candelas are made differently than regular cigars, because I didn't know.
Yeah. Educate us.
Okay. So basically what happens is, whenever they go through and they cut the tobacco in the fields, they cure the tobacco.
Yeah.
They hang it in the barns. And the candelas is the same way, but they shut the barn all up. And they started out at 90 to 125 degrees, which is hotter. And then they up the temperature up to 165 degrees.
So they put them in an oven.
It's like an oven, but it's done at a very fast pace for a shorter time.
Okay.
So it remains green because it doesn't give it the time to dry out.
So it dries it immediately almost.
Right. And it maintains that color.
Okay.
So what I'm interested to see is what that does to the flavor of the tobacco. But candelas are made way quicker than your regular cigars. And they say, the tobacco industry or the farmers really like that because they're getting a quicker turnaround on their money.
That's true too.
So I found that interesting, and I got to get a list of Candela cigars that maybe would be the upper echelon, because I have no idea what candelas I'd want to try.
That could be our next trek.
You know what? Maybe next week for the show, I'll bring on some candelas and we will give them a shot.
Hey, no problem.
And give a real life review. And because you know me, if it's great, I'm going to tell you. But if it sucks, I'm going to tell you that too.
Real quick.
So that was something I wanted to add to the show just because I thought it was very interesting.
And when you talked about JFK being a part of that, it sparked in my mind. Okay, how many U.S. presidents smoked cigars?
I'm going to say, we've had 45. So I'm going to say out of 45, it would probably be about 15. That's about a third. Do you know, or are you just giving me trivia for me to just sit here and wonder?
You were one. Well, no, because Trump smoked cigars.
So no,
he
Trump does not smoke cigars.
So it is 14. It's 14.
14.
You were one off.
One off.
And here's the listing of them. Starting at the beginning, you have James Madison, Andrew Jackson, Chester Arthur, Benjamin Harris, William McKinley, William Howard Taft. Then you have Ulysses S. Grant, Teddy Roosevelt, Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, Dwight Eisenhower, JFK, as you noted.
What about Teddy Roosevelt?
I said Teddy.
Oh, okay. You know what? I was daydreaming for a second. I wasn't really listening.
Then Richard Nixon, Bill Clinton, and George W. Bush.
I did not know W did.
Yeah.
That surprises me.
Ah.
I thought he was a cocaine guy. I didn't know. I didn't. That's true. He admitted to that.
Tim the Tool Man.
Back in the day, he said he had a problem and he got over it.
Yeah, just like somebody said I didn't inhale.
Regardless. But yeah, so 30%.
Yeah.
That's 30%. So, that's 1/3 of U.S. presidents. That's a lot.
That is.
And you think about, really, it's probably more than 30% because some presidents serve 2 terms.
Yes.
So you're more
especially Teddy Roosevelt.
Right. What do you have, 3 terms?
That was Franklin.
Oh, that was Franklin.
FDR had 4. Yeah. FDR had 4. Ooh, man, 4 terms.
So
he died in office though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Lord, yeah, that you couldn't only serve 2. Yeah. 4 terms. That's almost 16 years.
So really, you're probably closer to 35, maybe even closer to 40%.
So that puts you over more than that puts you over more than that 15 that you 30% that you said in the beginning, a third of it, 33.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, man.
Anyway, before next week, I'm going to pick up at least a couple of candelas for me and you to smoke next week on the show.
No problem.
We're going to give it a shot.
Larry said, what about me?
Oh.
Hey,
you know what? You bring bourbon, I'll be bringing 3 candelas.
3 candelas.
So, well, hey, guys, I want to give a shout-out to all our Patreons.
Yes.
They're a huge support of the show, and, we do a pre-show for them, and so we do that. They are just like the backbone of Cigar Talk. They help us every month.
We don't have enough words to thank you. We don't, because Cigar Talk has grown immensely because of the Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
Immensely.
They've done so much for us, and we want to give you a just genuine thank you for you guys supporting us every month. It's just humbling and a blessing.
Yes.
So, anyway, before next week, I'll get some candelas. We'll try those out next week on the show
definitely
give feedback. You know what? Here's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing that, and I'm going to try not to be prejudgmental, but I'm going to say you're going to love them, and I'm going to be like, eh.
He going to sound like Dr. Bill. It was all right.
It was all right. So anyway, guys, we appreciate you coming by, hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed a good cigar while you listened to the show, or maybe it made your commute to work better.
Just a little bit.
But anyway, we just want to say thank you for listening. And also, if you listen to Cigar Talk and you like the show, tell your friends about it, man. We want to grow the show, and you have way more influence on cigar smokers than we do.
Mouth.
We are like 2 little peas in a pod.
100%.
So
anyway, big pea.
Hope you guys have a great week. And until next time,
keep smoking.